Welcome everyone for this week live PMP Q&A session. I hope you guys are doing good and I hope your exam preparations are going in full swing. So again, I'm back to discuss with you guys some five sets of new PMP questions, which is so close to the PMP exam. Yeah. Before getting into the session, as I normally do, let me say hi to people, and also please let me know on the chat whether you guys can able to hear me, whether you guys can able to see me, and also give a feedback about my shirt because I always wear t-shirt. So now I wear a shirt. Just let me know how I look. Just kidding. Hey Sumit, good to see you. Hi Akansha, good to see you. And congratulations, Akansha, for you for you won in EduHubSpot contest, and I'm so happy about you. And hi, Narinder. Hi, Horia. Hi, Parasu. Thanks for the feedback, Sumit. Hey, Naj. Good evening. So it's almost 9:30 p.m. in India. So it's almost after this session. I'm gonna go to my bed. Hi, Anjana. Good to know you're back on track. I expect an email from you. Oh, you really don't know, Akansha, that you won it. So bad. You should visit our Edu HubSpot page. We have displayed your photos as well. Hi, Madan. Good to see you. Hi, Kalyani. Good to see you. Good. Okay. Let's give a minute so that I expect some more people. Hey, Prashant. Good evening. Good to see you, man, after a long time. He's my friend. So, Edward, okay, you have a question like which competition has been won. So, we conducted, we 2 weeks before Varun released a new video on our YouTube channel. So, where he discussed, you know, 15 sets of most important question that was actually handpicked by our team, which will be so close to the PMP exam. And we conducted a contest, how many people are commenting, how many people are commenting the right choices. We conducted some contest, and Akansha was one of the winner in that. I hope I answered your question. Hey Raghav, hi. Hey Ahmed, congratulations Ahmed for your PMP, and I got to know from your LinkedIn post, and I know you are the follower of our YouTube session for a longer period. I'm so happy for you. And you used our Edu HubSpot resources also. And here we go. Good news. I have passed my PMP exam yesterday with above target score. I know you will only score above target because simple as that. You are following our session and you have used our resources to practice. Yeah. So happy for you, Ahmed. And thank you for joining this session. I know you just joined, you know, to tell this information to people. Thank you. Your thank you is accepted. We helped you, but the thing which you can achieve this certification is first is Ahmed hard work. Only next, maybe Edu HubSpot might help you. Yeah. Good. Hi Prakash. Hi Horia. Horia was Ahmed, you have a fan, so Horia is congratulating you. Okay, guys. So let's get started. So I could able to see that some of the new people are also saying hi to me. Yeah. So this means we have a first time participants for today's session. So let me get started by giving an overview what is the nature of the session. So normally in today's session, I'm going to discuss five sets of PMP questions, which will be so close to your PMP exam. Yeah. Mostly on the hybrid side because, in the PMP exam, hybrid is more dominant now, agile and hybrid. We're going to discuss five set of questions. Next question comes how you're going to discuss. Means I will be showing a question on the screen, and I will be giving you 60 seconds to answer that particular question. What you have to do is you guys have to read that question, pick an option, and write that options on the chat, because I really want to know that what option you're picking. So once you complete done with your question, I will be approaching that particular question by using some of the techniques, yeah, and then I will be showing the correct options for you. So the same strategy will be continuing over the 5 questions. Means we're going to discuss 5 questions with the same strategy. So let's get started then without wasting any time. Let me increase the resolution a little bit for you guys. Okay. So this is a pretty long question. So this is the best resolution I can give you for this particular question. The people who are seeing on the mobile will have difficulty in reading that. I'm so sorry for that. I would recommend to just switch to your TV or just zoom in a little bit, increase the resolution a little bit. Yeah. Good. You will not see the timer for this particular question because because of the resolution issue. Yeah. So your times, I'm going to give you almost close to 1 minute 20-30 seconds. Your time starts now. Okay guys, it's a mistake from my side. Sorry for the interruption. For this question you guys have to pick two choices. Sorry, Sumit and 213 Kum. So please pick two choices. It's not one. I'll give you a little more time. Please pick two. So Ratna, please reconsider your option. Means please pick two options for this question. Ravi, please pick two options for this question. Kalyani, please pick two options. Okay, guys. So now let me see the chat. Most of the people picked option B and D. Okay. So that is the unanimous pick by everyone. Okay, good. So now let me try this question. Before normally I try a particular question, I always start with, some of the rules which you have to adhere to when you are approaching a scenario based question. I always tell my students, you guys have to follow three rules. Rule number one, for any PMP question, every question will be a scenario based. You have to spend quality time, not more time. You have to spend a quality time in reading the question, and you guys have to clearly understand the scenario. So that is rule number one. Rule number two, you have to understand what was asked in the question. Yeah, that is rule number two. Rule number three is our EduHubSpot famous elimination technique. So it's about not picking the right choice. Elimination technique we have to apply in the options we have. It's not about picking the right choice. It is about eliminating the wrong options that will automatically take you to the right one. So for all the 5 questions I'm going to approach today, I'm going to use these 3 rules and then I'm going to approach the question. Okay. Let me try this. Good. You are a part of a hybrid project which combines different predictive and agile teams. The coordination between the team is highly important for the success of the project, but you notice that the agile and predictive teams are not collaborating well and happen to working in silos. This is causing some misaligned deliverable scheduling. As a project manager, how would you enable the teams to better sync up their deliverables? Okay. So now let's apply rule 1 and rule 2. Let me try to understand the scenario, what is framed in the question. And also let me try to understand what was asked in the question. I am a part of a hybrid project. Of course, I'm a project manager because we are in the PMP exam. So which combines both predictive and agile teams. I have some predictive teams and agile teams as well. The coordination between the predictive and agile teams are highly important for the success of the project. But I am noticing the predictive teams and agile teams are working in silos, and this is causing misaligned deliverable scheduling. I couldn't able to make a coordination between the predictive deliverables and the agile deliverables. This is the scenario which was framed in the question. See guys, how I'm spending a quality time in reading the question. I am understanding the scenario. Now rule 2, what was asked? Means as a project manager, how will I enable the team to better sync up their deliverables? Means how will I solve the problem what I have in the question? I have to pick 2 choices here. Let's apply elimination technique. Let's read option A. Limit the number of features of the predictive teams so that the deliverables can be aligned with the agile teams. Whenever you are reading an option, ask yourself, hey, whether this option A it's really addressing the problem what I have in the question. Here the problem is I couldn't able to make a proper alignment between predictive team and agile team, means the deliverable alignment. How can limiting the number of features in for the predictive team will help me to solve the problem? No, it won't help. So A is definitely not a good choice for me. Let me read option B. Create a common Kanban board to queue and track the progress of agile and predictive team deliverables. This looks like a very good choice. So this is actually addressing the problem what I have in the question. How? When I create a common Kanban board between for the predictive and agile team, so all the tasks, all the deliverables which we have to do for predictive and agile teams will be listed on the Kanban board. With that, I can better manage the coordination between predictive and agile. With that, I can avoid this misaligned deliverable scheduling. Yeah, option B looks like a very good choice. This is actually solving the problem. B looks like a very good choice for me. Let me read C. A definitely not a good choice because it's not solving the problem. Limit work in progress on the Kanban board, which both predictive and agile team use. Okay. Ask this question to yourself. Why we are limiting the work in progress is in a particular column in the Kanban board, we will be having a supply of 4 resources. I should not overload my team, and for that purpose, I'm limiting the work in progress. But here, the problem is not that. Here, the problem is misaligned deliverable scheduling. By limiting the work in progress, definitely this problem cannot be solved. C, not a good choice. A and C is not a good choice for me. B looks like a better choice. Let's read D. Come up with a common milestone and overall dependency network to be used by both the teams. Okay, this looks like a good choice. So what I'm doing is I'm making a overall dependency network. Means I'm kind of creating a project schedule, and then I'm creating the dependency between the two teams tasks or requirements or deliverable whatever it is. But I'm not convinced with the statement. Why I have to come up with a common milestone? See, what is milestone? Milestone is something an important event on our project, right? Predictive team will have a separate important events. Agile team may have a separate important events. I don't want to come up with a common milestone. This is something I'm not liking it. Later part, for to some extent, I agree. This will help us to handle the misaligned deliverable scheduling. Let's read E. Decompose predictive team work packages into more granular tasks to help align with the agile teams. Looks like a very good choice. See what I'm doing. Predictive team. Definitely will be having WBS for the predictive team. I am decomposing the work packages into tasks. So now I have a detailed task, task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, which predictive team has wants to do. And I can easily map those tasks with the agile teams, and I can easily coordinate the task between the predictive and agile. I'm comparing D and E. For me, E looks like a better choice based on the reasoning I have provided. Yeah. So with this, I don't want to come up with a common milestone, but this will definitely help me to solve the problem. My pick would be E and B. A, C, and D is not a good choice when I compare B and E. This looks better for me. And B and E is the right choice. Yeah, good. So I hope the people I could able to see only Abhi Don has picked B and E. Rest everyone picked B and D and C and D. Please make sure after my explanation you guys have really understood why E is right. Yeah. Okay, Chandan, you have a question here to me. How would you know that the work packages are decomposed and causing the less collaboration? This should not be the thought process for you while you are approaching a scenario based question. Your thought process should be okay, I have an option. Whether that option is really helping me to solve the problem. Yeah, so that should be your thought process. If I want to ask question, I can ask the same question for option C as well. How can I assume that the work in progress is not limited? How can I assume that how can I come to a conclusion that there is no common milestone defined? I can ask this question for all the options I have. Yeah. So don't question the answer itself. So have this mindset, always pick option with that you are trying to solve the problem. Yeah. Good job, guys. So if you have any doubts, please write it on the chat, so I will be trying to answer your questions. And moreover, as I always say that after this class, means after this session, I'm going to go and see offline how much likes I got. So only based on that I will be deciding whether you guys have really liked my session or not. So smash the like button. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Good. Okay, Josh, you have a following question. Why we cannot have a common milestone? We can have a common milestone. It's not necessary we always should have a common milestone. Yeah. See, when you are evaluating your options, always compare options and then evaluate. You will find a option a good choice. You will find another option also a good choice. Then just try to make a comparison. Which one is better? And then take your call. Good, guys. This is your next question. And I'm going to start the timer. Your time starts now. Good. And the most important thing which I have observed with some of the people who are putting the options on the chat is, for this question, you guys, some of the people has picked option within 20-30 seconds. Guys, this is how you have to manage your timing on your exam also. This exam is a combination of difficult question, medium question, and easy question. When you are really facing a difficult question, it's okay if you're taking a little more time. That's absolutely fine. How you have to compensate that timing is, you have to spend, when you're just seeing an easy question, just do it within 20-30 seconds and move on. Yeah, that's how you guys have to compensate the timing which you have lost for the difficult question. Yeah, so let me see the chat. C is the unanimous pick. Good. Now let me try this question. As a project manager of a hybrid project, you came to know from some of your team members that a team lead of your project is assigning more challenging work to particular team members. And most of the rewards, those team members are getting it. Okay. Because of this, overall team motivation is gone down. You did a further analysis and you identified it is true. Which of the following means reveal how should the project manager address the complaint? Okay, let me apply rule 1 and rule 2. I am a project manager of a hybrid project. Some of my team members are telling me that, you know, our team lead is assigning more challenging work to some group of people. And only those group of people are getting the rewards also. So because of this particular action, the overall team motivation is gone down. So I did a further analysis. I means as a project manager, I did a further analysis and I identified the team member statement is true. What was asked in the question is how I should address this scenario. Let's apply elimination technique. Option A, come out with a new rule so that team members can select an item on a rotational basis. Okay, so this means what you're doing is, you are saying that, hey, you pick challenging job on this week and you pick the challenging job on the next week. Okay, this is not a bad choice, let me keep it. Facilitate a session with the team lead and coach the team lead to behave with fairness. Excellent choice. You as a project manager are a servant leader. Yeah, you have to coach your people. Actually, your team lead is not being fair here because this guy is biased towards a certain group of people. You can do option B. So if I compare A and B, for me, B looks like a better choice. I'm at least trying to solve the problem. What I have, I am eliminating option A. See, guys, I always compare option and then I eliminate. So when you are just seeing couple of option, always try to compare which one is better and then remove the option. Yeah, A is gone. Now it's between B, C, and D. Let's read C. Conduct a session and facilitate a team to come up with a new ground rules for work distribution. Excellent choice. Now, let me compare B and C. When I just make a good lecture to the team lead, you have to behave with fairness. Maybe on that meeting, team lead will just shake his head. And after that, again, he or she may show the non fair behavior, right? But when I do option C, you know what I'm doing? I'm collaborating with the team and then I'm coming up with a ground rules for the work distribution. When we are making a ground rule, at any cost team has to stick to it. So for me, C looks like a better choice than B. I am adding option B. A and B is gone. Now it's between C and D. Replace the team lead with a new person. Okay. Mindset. Don't go for extreme step. Remove the team member, replace this team member. You should not go for these kind of options. Yeah. And one more mindset, always see an option where you're collaborating with people. In option C, I'm actually collaborating with people, right, by defining a ground rule. So I'm eliminating option D and I'm agreeing with all the people who selected option C. That would be my pick as well. Yeah. Good. So I have a question. How is, do we always start with A and compare it with B? Exactly, I would propose to go on the same order. Okay, guys, let's move on. Good job on this question, guys. You guys killed it. This is your next question. I'm going to start the timer. Your time starts now. Okay, let me read the chat. Sumit picked option B, Maleshwara B, Madan C. B. Okay. Most of the people are picking B and some guys are picking C as well. Okay. Good. Let me try this question. You are a project manager of a hybrid product development team. One of the software build releases, just a sec. Yeah. One of the software build releases did not include urgent change requests that were already implemented by the predictive team. Okay. The product owner has informed the software team about the change during one of the daily meetings, but no one recorded it. Okay. Which of the following should the project manager carry out to avoid this problem in the future? Okay. Let me try to frame it up what I understand from the question. Okay. I am a project manager of a hybrid project. So what happened is some of the change request has been implemented by the predictive team, but that software build release means the software release does not consider the change request. Regarding this change request, the product owner has already informed the software team to consider the change do for the software release during one of the daily stand-up meeting, but no one recorded it. So as a project manager, how I will avoid this problem in the future? That was asked in the question. Okay. Let's apply elimination technique. I understood the question. I understood what was asked in the question. Option A, discuss with the team and up the frequency of backlog refinement session. Looks like an excellent choice because if you carefully read the question, the product owner had informed the software team about this change, but no one has recorded it. See, this means product owner. I think here we are talking about the agile part of the hybrid project. Okay. So product owner has informed the change. See, product backlog will be changing throughout the project, guys. So what is backlog refinement? Refinement means product owner has to continuously refine the product backlog. Means product owner will be keep on adding the change, adding some change, removing some of the user stories, changing the priority of the user stories. That is backlog refinement. When we are just increasing the frequency of backlog refinement process, of course it can solve the problem. In future these kind of changes comes, product owner will just add that inside the product backlog. Looks like a good choice. Hey, looks like a good choice for me. But I won't conclude option A is my pick without reading B, C, and D. Let's read B. Execute an ad hoc sprint retrospective with the team and together define an agreed upon workflow for handling changes. Okay, let me put up the mindset. Collaborating. In option B, what I'm doing, in option A also I'm collaborating, I'm not denying it. In option B also I'm collaborating. What I'm doing, I'm coming up with a agreed upon workflow. How to handle these changes. Together with the team, I'm coming up with a solution. But here, together with the team, I am proposing the solution. Which is better? Option B is better, right? Together with the team, coming up with a workflow for handling the changes. For me, B looks like a good choice. Rather increasing the frequency, we can come up with some workflow for handling these kind of changes. B looks like a good choice for me. I'm eliminating option A. Now it's between B, C, and D. Let's read C. Perform product backlog refinement with the team and product owner before every iteration. Okay, you can do that before every iteration when you are just doing a product backlog refinement. You can make sure these kind of changes are captured inside the product backlog, so that team will automatically implement that. Okay, now let's compare B and C. Here, see, product backlog is not necessary. It has to be updated or refined before every iteration. The best choice for me is together with the team, we have to come up with a workflow. How often we have to do a product backlog refinement, how to handle these kind of changes. For me, still B looks like a better choice than C. I'm eliminating option C. Let's read D. Coach the product owner on doing the better backlog refinement. Of course, see, here the team has missed this change. It is the product owner responsibility to add this change in the product backlog. This guy didn't do it. You can coach the product owner also. I'm not denying it. This is also a good choice. Let me compare B and D. If you personally ask me, B will definitely solve the problem what I have in the question, because I'm coming up with a workflow. Rather, coaching just looks like a better choice for me. My pick would be B here, and B is the right choice. So please make sure, guys, the people who picked option C, please make sure that you guys understood after my explanation. Yeah, it's not like product backlog refinement should happen after or before every iteration. No, it has to be happen throughout the project. For this particular question, the best choice is collaborate with the team and coming up with a workflow. How often we have to refine the product backlog. See, workflow, it's nothing but coming up with an action plan, Horace. So that means workflow. How to handle these kind of changes in the future, how often we have to refine the backlog. So coming up with those, that is workflow. Good. Let's move on. This is your next question, guys. And you have 60 seconds for this. You cannot see the timer, but yeah, you have 60 seconds for this. Your time starts now. Okay. So, Sumit, your question is, can we execute ad hoc sprint retrospective? If necessary, we can do it. See, sprint ad hoc sprint retrospective means treat that as a some problem solving session. Yeah. Of course, I agree. So retrospective should happen after the sprint review meeting. That is something is fixed. Sometimes, the problem solving session which we are conducting in between, people call that as ad hoc retrospective. Yeah. I hope I answered your question. Good. Let me read the chat. Most of the people picked option D, but some people have picked A as well. Good. Okay. Let me try this question. Your project has a high customer satisfaction score. For achieving this, your team has solved a lot of technical issue and the project is moving forward. You came to know from one of your key team members that the same issue will probably arise on similar projects in the future. What should the project manager do first when responding to this risk? Okay. Now, let me try to understand what was framed in the question. My project is having a high customer satisfaction score. For achieving this, my team has solved a lot of technical issues and the project is moving forward. I came to know from one of my key team members stating that the same issue what my project team solved will probably arise on the similar projects in the future. As a project manager, how will I respond to this risk? That's it. I understood the question clearly. I understood what was asked also. Let me approach this question. Ensure the risk register and the lessons learned register are updated. Okay. Lessons learned register. When I'm capturing how I solve the technical issue, that experience inside the lessons learned register, it goes to the lessons learned repository. My lessons learned register will go to the lessons learned repository, and that becomes a historical information for the future projects. My future, any of the future projects can refer to my lessons learned register and they can come up with some preventive action so that my project problem is not getting repeated for them. Ensure the risk register is updated. I can update the risk register also. Of course, I understand this risk is not on my project, it is on the previous project. But if you personally ask me, I will update the risk register, my project risk register also with this information. Two reasons behind that. First reason, we have a risk response strategy called escalate, right? When we use this strategy, when the risk is not under the control of me and my project team. So if you carefully see this risk will occur in the future projects. I don't have a control for the future project. So what I will do is I update this risk in the risk register and then I will just use an escalate strategy and escalate to the necessary people. Yeah. I will update my risk register and also the lessons learned register. This looks like an excellent choice for me. Let me read option B. Create a risk report and notify your project stakeholders. Why I want to do that? No, this is not my project risk, so I don't want to create a risk report. I'm comparing A and B. For me, still A looks like a better choice with the reasoning I have provided. B is gone. Let's read C. Update the risk register and plan the risk response. Yes, that's what I'm doing in option A, right? So I'm updating the risk register. And what is the risk response I will plan for this particular risk? It is not in the control of mine, means the future similar projects. I will just escalate. But if I see option A, I'm updating in the lessons learned register also. So this looks like a better choice for me. C is gone. Let's read D. Ensure the lessons learned register is updated. Of course, this is a good choice. Let me compare A and D. Here, I'm updating the risk register also, and definitely I will escalate this risk to the necessary people. For me, both the lessons learned register and risk register are getting updated if I do option A. So, option A is better than option D. D is gone. Good. A is the right choice, guys. And please try to understand my reasoning why A is correct because that sets the concept, guys. Always understand. I always tell my students zero memorization for this particular exam. Even formula you should not memorize, you should understand. Okay, good. Let's try last question. Your time starts now. Okay, let me see the chat. So all the people are unanimously picking option C. Okay, I have a couple of questions from you guys on the previous question. Let me answer that. Horace, that is what I was explaining while I was explaining option A. Again, let me repeat it for you. But we are talking about similar project in the future. Why update the risk register? Okay. For two reasons, I will be updating the risk register. Of course, I understand that is a future projects. Okay. The first reason, if I update that risk inside the risk register, what is the risk response strategy you use? Think about that escalate strategy. When you will use escalate strategy, when the risk is not under the control of you and your project team, right? Whether the risk on the future project is under the control of you, no. So what I will do is I will add that inside my risk register. The risk response I will be planning is escalate. I will just escalate the risk to the necessary people, and then I don't care about that risk. This is one of the reason why I update that particular risk in the risk register. Second reason, while you are closing the project, your risk register will go into OPA. That's what you do, right? You archive all your project documents and put it inside OPA. That becomes a historical information for the future projects as well. Yeah. I hope I answered your question. Joy, you had the same question like Hauria. So I answered your question. And Naj, you mentioned it is also discussing issue, not risk. No, your concepts on risk and issue needs to be corrected. Your project has an issue, but what was told in the question? It was told that in future projects you will have a similar issue. Okay, whether that in the future project is already happened, it is not happened. So it is a risk. It's not an issue. Okay, let me try this question. An efficient agile teams comes out with a new ideas. Sorry, an efficient agile team comes out with a new ideas and adds innovative features to the product backlog in alignment with the product owner. These features got sequentially implemented, tested, and completed. However, upon completion, the project sponsor rejected all the innovative features which are implemented. Which of the following could be the most likely reason the project sponsor rejected it? Okay, a agile team added lot of innovative features to the product backlog and they implemented on the product which they have developed. Yeah, maybe on a sprint review meeting, project sponsor rejected all the features which are implemented by the agile team. So this was a scenario frame. What was asked in the question is what could be the possible reason the project sponsor rejected all the features. Okay, now let's read option A. The team would be entitled to intellectual property rights on the features. Nowhere in the question it is stated these features are intellectual property rights. No, option A is not a good choice. It's not a good reason why project sponsor rejected. The project sponsor does not wish to pay for the team's unplanned work. Okay, nowhere in the question it is stated this work is unplanned because from the product owner it's already added to the product backlog, so this means it's a planned work, team did it. The product owner did not sufficiently align the project sponsor with the ideas. This looks like a better good choice. When option C is happening, normally this problem what it is mentioned in the question will actually happen. See, product owner just like that should not add all the features inside the product backlog. Product owner has to discuss with the stakeholders, customers, understand the market, understand about the competitors, and then collect the needs of the people, convert that into the requirements, and put it inside the product backlog. That's how product owner should do. Yeah. So here the product owner has not aligned these ideas with the project sponsor. This can be a good cause that the project sponsor, you know, don't have any say about his ideas. Means team has built some features which project sponsor it's not expecting. Yeah, this C looks like a good choice for me. A and B is gone. So I'm in alignment with C. Let's read D. The team did not follow the quality control process. Quality control process is testing, internal testing. From the question, it is clearly stated that it's already tested. So D is gone. My pick would be C here, based on the reasoning I have provided. Okay. And I'm so glad most all the people unanimously picked option C. Good job, guys. And I have one more question from Hauria. So, do we review the risk register of previous projects too, in addition to lessons learned? So, we can review any documents of the previous project. You can review risk register of the previous project. You can review issue log of the previous project. Any plans, anything you can review. Okay. Okay, guys. So, with this, we completed today's class. I see 69 people here. I need a favor from you guys. If you guys have really liked this session, I want all 69 people to smash the like button. Yeah. So good job, guys. So today some of the questions are little challenging. That's okay. If you guys have picked wrong choices, make sure after the explanation you guys have really understood why your options are wrong. Yeah. So that is pretty important, guys. It's okay. It's always okay to do a mistake. We have to learn from our mistakes. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. So I will be meeting you again with new 5 set of questions next week. And before that, I want to make an important announcement. My next boot camp, which is for September, it's already got started. So as you already know, I accept very minimal seats in my boot camp. The reason behind that is simple, guys. I don't teach people. Actually, I discuss with people. My boot camp will be very interactive. My students learn by answering to my questions. So that's how the strategy I follow behind my boot camp. Yeah. So I accept very limited seats, and now, to be honest, PMP exam has made difficult. I'm getting lot of messages from LinkedIn, and people are failing the PMP exam and they are seeking for support. So please make sure you are following the right set of resources. Yeah, please make sure you're following the right set of resources. Don't fall into cheap. I'm not saying take EduHubSpot course. I'm not marketing my course. Yeah, I'm just saying that uh, use trustable resources. Don't go for cheap resources on the market. Yeah. Good. And I will be also mentioning my bootcamp information. So if you guys want to contact me, if you guys want to understand how I coach my students, you are so open to write me an email. You are seeing my email ID on the screen. My email ID is gautam.sudakar@eduhubspot.com. It's not like only my students has to email me, or only the people who are taking my course has to email me. If you guys have generic doubts also, please don't hesitate to write me an email. So normally I reply to each and every email. Yeah. And I will be also putting my LinkedIn ID on the chat. So I always love to stay connected with people. So don't hesitate to send me a request. So let's stay connected. So there you will be seeing that a lot of people are passing and tagging me, and that will become a motivation for you guys as well. Yeah. And also in the YouTube, in the description, I have given, uh, the link for our website, and also the link for enrolling for my bootcamp. If you really wish, you can enroll. And let me say bye to people, and then let's close our session. Thank you so much, Mary. I'm glad that you liked it. Look, thank you for smashing the like button. Yes, Madan, please email me if you have any doubts. I won't shy away in replying. Thanks, Mas. Glad that you liked my shirt. Your shirt is sleek. Thank you so much, Mary. So Horace, you're saying I noticed that all, or does that mean we have ignored max question? See, mathematical piece is important. You don't want to do calculations in the exam, because in the exam, my students who are passing, they are saying, Gautam, we don't want to do any calculations. but we have to understand the concepts behind those max. Yeah, so make sure that you're understanding that, Hauria. Sorry for asking. No, it's not. I'm a trainer. I love to coach people. Who are my favorite students? The people who are asking too many questions are my favorite students. This means they are learning it. You can ask any questions to me. And I have a message from Akansha for overall Q&A session. I want to recommend to bring some process domain scenario based question. Usually we are saying right process in the given options. Uh, Akansha, what the questions which you are facing other than handling people, everything are process domain. See, in the exam, you won't be getting questions like which process you are, whether you are doing control procurement, control quality. No, those kind of questions are not coming in the exam. Please be aware, guys. Only the type of questions which we are discussing in our YouTube session and which we have on our simulator, it's only valid for this exam. When you are seeing in any of the simulator, seeing which process you are, whether you are in control quality, control procurement, no, don't trust that simulator. Those kind of questions are not coming in the new type of exam. Okay. Yeah, Srishti, yesterday, much more. Yes, you're right. Srishti attended my yesterday session. She started with me, and yeah, she gave me a good feedback. She liked my session. Okay, Sriram Mikkanandri. So I think Sriram and me speaks the same language, Tamil. So glad you liked my session, Sriram. And thank you, Mas. And glad to know, Hauria, that you loved our strategy. So this is not my strategy. So this is developed by our team. So there is a big effort behind it. And thank you, Jean, for your participation. Thank you, Sumit. Glad you liked it. Thank you, Chandracha. Good to see you. So Naj asked when you will do the same kind of session. Naj, you know, every Tuesday when you are in India, 9:30 to 10 p.m. I normally conduct this session. So please participate. You are the best. Thank you, Dave. So happy. And coming from my student is always special. This is Frank. Hi, Frank. Thank you so much. Thanks for your participation. Akansha, good. Glad you liked it. So you are following my session for a longer time, I know. So if you need any help, don't hesitate to reach me. So Sanjay, clear PMP today, all about target. Thanks a lot and the team. Thank you so much, Sanjay. Glad you cleared the PMP exam. Trust me, this is the biggest achievement on your career. Sriram, I have reshaped my understanding on the PMP concepts after joining the PMP program with EduHubSpot. No need for second thought, just go for it. Thank you so much, Sriram, for your recommendation. Glad you liked our programs. Thank you, Anjana. Yes, I'm waiting for your email to get started. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. So, yes, I have kept my promise. I have thanked each and every one of you. Yeah. Important question. Do we remember all input, output, and tools? Zero. As I tell my students, Sumit, you are already my student. Zero memorization. You should not memorize even a single thing for this exam. Just understand. Yeah? Good. Okay, guys. So it's a time for me to go to bed because tomorrow morning I have my boot camp. So I have to go and have a good sleep. So I hope you enjoyed today's class and see you all next Tuesday. Until then, bye.